This is a quick video for people who got red tickets for not handing in work. What I'm going to try and do is show you what you need to get a grade C. It's not that difficult. You just need to actually think about providing the evidence that you've been trying the commands that you've got to do. You've got to try the commands before you can actually do solve the tasks. Each worksheet builds up to you being able to actually solve a problem, which for our adventure game will be a command that we can then use. And the reason we're writing them as different functions is quite a lot of these commands we're going to use more than once in the main program. So it is quite important that you all try and build up to have a basic map with a set of keys, a function. Actually, if I pull up the classwork, I'll just scroll up to it. Each task does need to be done for the final program. So you've got the first one, which was design a map, and in comments give a basic description of what character means what. It's quite important. There's a few people who've been giving me multiple characters in their maps. That's very difficult for us to maneuver around. So each character is an object. Don't put PE together to say the PE office. Just call it P. Don't say type a name. Don't say that the bully is here and call it bully. Bully would have to be a B. One character for each thing, and it needs a key. So that's maps and keys. The print map in there isn't so important, but it's a good thing to have around so you can work with it. The second one, the get location, this is one of the fundamental functions we need. You've got to be able to actually ask for a set of coordinates within your map. So let's just pull up a map. There's my basic adventure game demo. So in my adventure game, this is my version. What I've got is I've got a map with a location. Now I want to be able to say if I go to position 5, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. There's that character. I want to know what's at that position. If I go to 6, 3, so that's 5, position 6 is the 7th character, line 3 is the 4th one down, and I would like to know that that's a wall, and that's all I want to know is what that character is. That's the get location function. Now, demo code for both of those has actually been put up now. It is actually available for you to have a look at. There are no comments. If you're going to copy that code, I expect to see comments in it, so that we know you're still working on them, but you do need to build up all these parts. The more complex map is more thinking about forward to us doing a bigger project. Then we come down into the describe, which is a task we're going to have a quick look at in a minute. And you need to be able to update locations. Now that's the one that's just gone. With us having quite a few classes getting hit with holidays, I'm going to put up another video next week, but I'm going to give you 2 weeks to get it done. This one was due for this week for everybody. This one is about being able to take a position, so there's the gold, and change that to, so if I take the gold at that location, I don't want gold left there. I need to remove it and replace it with something else, either an empty space or a dot saying that there's a bag here or something. So I'd like to be able to go around and change them. When I get to this locked door, if I've got a key, I want to change that to an open door. So we need, task 4 is about changing the character in a location. So you should be able to print out a new version of this map again. Once you've called that update function and said this door is now open, you should see the chevron showing that's open. So we need to be able to modify those maps. Okay, so that's what we're doing. There's my key, there's my update map. Descriptions, describing functions. I've lost my get location. Update, there's all my descriptions. Oh, I know, it's at the bottom, right at the bottom. Yeah, I hid it from you all. Okay, so I've got codes in here for printing out a map and printing the location. That's a preview for all of you. Right, If you're struggling with these, please still submit something. Show me what you've been doing. So with the description function, there's my worksheet. First thing, use file, make a copy. File, make a copy. This copy is the version that you're going to hand in. Okay, I'm going to save this in a different location. So I'm saving it in a scrap location for myself. Handy if you'd call it Task 3, Adventure Game 3, and put your name on the end. Just when I get a load of them in, I can see whose it is. I should see it anyway, because if you're doing handing properly, it will come in there. Right, let's quickly go through how you can get a grade C. Grade C, I've got my version of the worksheet. I'm going to work through it. So it's now saying I want to try and make a function called describe location. The tasks you do are trying to teach you or get you to think about what's needed to be able to do this describe location function. So I need to type that code in. I've typed in the code that comes along, so I've set what my key value is. I'm now using this series of if statements to print out a description. So I'm going to press enter. Ooh. I've got a line, and I need to edit this line for some reason. I think, my tabs have messed up a bit. That's why all the elifs are indented. I've moved the elifs in when I shouldn't have done. There we go. So this is quite important. If you notice, I've got the error. I'm not embarrassed by it. So my key was G. When I run the if statement, it goes through. Key is T? No. Is the key G? Yes. Print out a bag of gold. That's it. That's what the description function is basically going to do. If you get this sort of error, copy the error, put it in. I don't know what this error meant. And show the code. If you show me stuff like this into your worksheet, that shows you you're doing, and you've got a syntax error, and you're going, I don't know. I don't know why. That shows me that you're trying. I can possibly even turn around and say, look, I've got indentation spaces at the front of the elif. Elif should be to the left. Try the code a few times. So there's the code. Change the code to say T. So key equals T. What happens when I run the if statement again? I get dense trees. To put in what comes out. Try each command. Make a note of every command you try. If I say keys underscore. Now, there is nothing there for an underscore, so it turns around and tells me you're in a wide meadow. The default message is I'm in a meadow. If you come down, there's another bit of code, an alternative method, which is to use a what's called a dictionary. Now, some of you have sent me code where that's had problems. And the reasons it's had problems, I don't know why my code is all over the place with that. So I've got the same things defined here, and I try doing the same thing. So let's create my descriptions. Notice in that instant matter, try the examples. What's description? Notice square brackets. Some of you people have been handing in things where that's a round bracket. Description is a type of list. So I'm going to use a list, and we say, what happens if it's T? Prints out dense trees. Notice it's a string. Okay. What if I try the underscore? Now, I haven't defined underscore, and now I get an error. I get a key error. That's what's important when you come down to writing this function below it. So if you get through all of these, you're already in a grade C area. Write a procedure that will describe the current location, and you've got a choice of using either the if-elif inside a function. You've got to have a procedure or a function, not just the commands. We want a new function called describe location. If you go past that, you can do it either way. You don't have to do both ways. But another one is to actually write something which gives me a short description. That short description function, I can combine them together. So this is where you're building up the other grades. But your grade C is just by getting down to here. Before you start the exercises, you show that you've done all those bits, show that you get a problem. So this one, I've got a key error in here. The reason I'm not pasting it in is because I note any errors and think, how can it be controlled? Well, we can use try and accept. So what I could have done with this one is I could say try, then description underscore. Then if I get an accept, notice I had to change the indent. So if I get a key error, I'm only interested in it being a key error. If it's a different error, I need to handle it. If it's a key error, we just return, I'll just say print wide meadow. So now, when I try the description with the underscore, I'm in a wide meadow. Try and accept again. If I change it to T, actually let's do it to the wavy line. So now if my description is a wavy line, fast flowing water, it is hard to breathe. Just doing all of that down to here, we're looking at grade C. Turning them into functions that can be used as part of the program is where you start getting the B's and the A's. I really don't want to be handing out any more red tickets, so please, 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 those of you who've been getting red tickets for not doing it, show me what you've been trying. Okay? Hopefully then we'll all be going through and doing some good work, and hopefully we'll have some fantastic games to play at the end of the year. Okay?